All right, welcome back to RGL Season 1 Invite. This is Fireside's first cast of the season, so look forward to a good game. We've got Black Swan versus GlobalClan, two teams that have been around for quite a while now. Joining me on the co-caster is Tcmano. How are we doing today?
I am doing fantastic. Just like you, I'm very, very excited to get into another season of high-level TF2 action. Like you said, both these teams have quite a storied history within both RGL Invite and in ESEA Invite, Black Swan specifically, as that is where their origins lie. So now they're going to be coming in, both teams getting in and ready to face head-to-head in this first match of the season right here. Already a couple matches played yesterday, and it's looking like it's going to be a pretty interesting season, DeltaMarket. I mean, you've got some returning faces, Froyotech, like a G6. Both of them do have fairly altered rosters from what we saw last season, but along with them are kind of some newer names like Blue Chew and Vachuds, who are I'm very, very kind of keeping an eye on. Vachuds especially, I think, are going to be maybe an upset team, get some wins against some people who people might not expect. I think they've got a lot of talent on that roster, but then you also look over here, a lot of names who have played an invite before, just running down the people over on GlobalClan. You have Taz, Pablo, Esper, Peniferous, Omst, and Scratch. And I think people should be familiar with just about all those names except maybe Taz, but they've been playing quite a bit within a advanced in RGL. And if you want to go over the roster on was it Black Swan?
Yeah, of course. Over on Black Swan, we have Foxy on Medic, Ether on Demo, Quacks on Pocket Soldier, Tripwire on the Roamer class, and then we have Darty on Flank Scout, Exile on Pocket Scout. I think Exile has been the combo scout on this team for pretty much every season it's ever played, so good to see him returning to that role. I think if I had to say like who the matchup to watch this game is going to be, I think it's going to be Exile versus Scratch. I think whoever comes out on top. Wait, Scratch playing?
Yeah, Scratch is Medic.
Medic, right? Yeah, that really threw a bolt into my brain. So it's going to be Exile versus. We gonna have to see who is on Combo Scout. I'm gonna assume it's Pablo, but yeah, however that works out, that's gonna be pretty interesting because I think Pablo and Esper both usually play Flank Scout, which is what's so weird.
Yeah, I think you are correct. I mean, last season, Pablo was on the previous iteration of a GlobalClan team and was a real standout player, honestly, in my eyes. They made a lot of amazing plays back and forth. They were just able, and especially on Viaduct or Product, they were just hitting shot after shot after shot on Sniper. They almost won that game because of just about solely him. I was just doing so much work. So it's going to be interesting to see if maybe if he is on a Pocket Scout, he can transition over into that role, or if he is still on Flank Scout, he can just be let loose and allowed to do all the damage that we already know that he can do.
Yeah, definitely. You know, other classes, they're going to go how they're going to go. Someone could obviously like completely outperform, but I think the one I highlighted is the most relevant thing to keep an eye on. So we'll have to do that as the game goes on. Either way, we are going to be playing on Snakewater here. I believe there is still the pick ban system in invites. I haven't looked at the match comms exactly, but I don't think anyone should be too surprised by the map. It is the first week. This is just one of those maps teams are going to throw on to play either Snakewater, Process, or Sunshine usually. So nothing too crazy there.
Yeah, nothing too crazy at all. They should have a lot of experience, all of these players with it. But, you know, Snakewater does kind of lend itself to looking at the soldiers and how they want to try and initiate things. I think we've seen a little bit of a trend within Invite of just opting to play it slow, not go for the insta double bomb with your soldiers, just hang back, wait for them to come to you, try and see if you can maybe focus your fire onto someone specifically, get one pick, and try and snowball from there seems to have been at least the assumed optimal way to play for a lot of these Invite teams. We've seen it, on top Invite with even teams like Freotech or G6 who are a little bit known to be more aggressive there, opting to play it slow. But we'll have to see if that is still the case as we are going live on the first game of the season, Black Swan versus GlobalClan here on
Sniper.
Snakewater. And oh my goodness, we spoke about it in the pregame DeltaMarket, and it seems like we are indeed going to be treated to some Pablo Sniper immediately on this first mid.
Yeah, we'll see if Black Swan's aware of this. I don't know if this has been pulled out in scrims. If it has, Black Swan probably knows, and they are playing super passive, but no, Pablo just body shots Ether across the map. Black Swan, they're just out. I mean, what are they going to do? I was going to say, it seemed like Black Swan knew. We saw how passive they were playing. Foxy was just on the catwalk. Everyone was on catwalk. Seemed like the anti-sniper strat, but nope. Body shot comes in, and now we're going to see GlobalClan just walking in through lower, trying to take this fight. Soldiers are double bombing in, and look at that. Tripwire finding that frag onto Taz.
Really great stuff from Tripwire and Quacks, both going for the double bomb there now. So it is going to have to be GlobalClan backing up. They still have that sniper out on the field. Pablo is just going to be looking through lower where Darty is trying to go for a play, make a break over towards Kitchen. Has been spotted, so might just have to jump back out as Ohms comes in to try and contest in a little bit of a scrappy 1v1 with Tripwire, but they are both going to go back to their respective teams and things are going to reset. So all eyes on Pablo to try and hit some heads here, hit some shots, going to be looking through the window, see if you can maybe just get a cheeky little shot onto someone overextending or just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Going to be having a very wide angle through a window, no one really denying him that opportunity. But going back to mid, I don't think that Black Swan knew, because I feel like maybe the best thing for them to do would be to maybe try and go for some aggressive double soldier bombs, but it doesn't matter. Pablo is going to be able to take down a scout, and that might open things up for the rest of his team.
Yeah, that's exactly what it did. We see Scratch in lower, leading their team on, as now the soldiers bomb in, finding one rocket onto this medic, but Foxy survives with 75. Pablo got a second frag during this, but look at this soldier. I think that's Quacks got onto Foxy, and Scratch got onto Scratch, got the force. So now we have Black Swan with Uber advantage, going to be pushing in through Saw. Exiles leading this charge down with their scattergun out, as the scouts are known to use that weapon from time to time. And yeah, I think there was an air shot there, but no one died. Pablo, as I say that, finds Exile, so maybe a chance for something, but I don't know. No Uber. Seems like the side of GlobalClan wants to just run away, but maybe a little slow jumping out now. This Uber is going to be coming in, and we're going to have to see what Pablo has to say about it.
I mean, Pablo has been saying a lot. I think he's the only person on his team to get a kill, and he's gotten 4 of them so far. I think maybe Esper had gotten that capture point up. So Pablo definitely doing work, but you gotta wonder, even if he is getting kills, how kind of slowly, or how much it's kind of dragging down his team, because they can't be as aggressive, as mobile as they maybe would have liked to in some of these kind of more scrappy scenarios. But they're going to be on their second, an opportunity for GlobalClan to try and defend here, as Tripwire bombs in, tries to make a little bit of space, but she's not going to be able to do anything. It goes down there, and that's going to be now an opportunity for maybe a counter sack, but with Pablo still up on Sniper, you might just try and go for some type of angle, but no umps over in Saw, gets one, but 2 dive, wrap around from Taz, gets the 4th, really great play there, but they lose so many for it. They are going to have to back out all the way from second, get on to last, and hope that these rush of Black Swan players that don't try and go for some type of force.
Yeah, Black Swan did decide to slow down. Maybe they were a little bit scared about the spawns. Maybe they just saw the demo, didn't run into that. Or maybe the insurance plan has been had. Maybe this was 5D chess. We got Quacks on Spy, the insurance plan, as said. We've got this side of GlobalClan in lobby. They want to use this Uber. They pop it straight in. Look at this, jumping in. Peniferous trying to find this soldier who's straight in to get the force, but somehow Tripwire actually does get cleaned up at the very end. But Black Swan, yeah, they're just coming in, and we've got the Spy not able to find anything, unfortunately. And this fight, I guess Black Swan wanted to go off the chaos factor of their spy, but it just didn't work for them.
Oh, Darty! Oh, Umst getting a very, very crucial airshot rocket onto Darty to save Scratch from a very unfortunate death if that didn't go their way. So a good attempt from Darty, but not able to make it work now. GlobalClan are going to be getting back on to mid. They've got fairly big Uber advantage, but they don't have just quite yet, so it is going to be a dry fight over on mid. Scratch might get caught out here. Really great bomb from Ether, and Quack's committing so deep to get that medic, and that is going to be a death over for GlobalClan. They're going to have to back up as now Black Swan, they feel reinvigorated. They're coming in, just flying all the way through. That's going to be 1 taken down, 2 taken down, and now it is only Peniferous trying to have a trap over in lobby, but you gotta wonder, DeltaMarket, probably not gonna be enough.
Yeah, I was on Quax's cam the whole time, and I'm still on it. He just jumps into the doorway, gets everyone dead who's trying to leave, and look at this, does it again, just jumps, finds where people are escaping from, puts rockets over there. This time it was tripped by collecting the frags, but Quax showing everyone how to play Pocket Soldier, and yeah, that was a really good round by him. I have to say, if he didn't do that bomb, I don't think Black Swan would have converted that.
No, I 100% agree. He got in so deep and got the crucial damage to get the pick. Now it is going to be 1-0 in the favor of Black Swan. Last time, they did get caught out because of a sniper. This time, they won't even have to worry about it. Pablo is up on the scout. He's immediately rushing through Kitchen. I don't think he's been spotted. Might have a clean shot on the Foxy, but no, is going to get deleted. Doesn't matter. Taz, with a huge bomb, is going to clean up on the damage that his scout partner did previously. Now it's just going to be a DM fight over on the point. Esper sees 2 very weak players, tries to go for 1, isn't going to be able to get either, and now it is only Taz left alive for GlobalClan, hiding over in Kitchen. I think they kind of know his whereabouts, tries to make a play for the point in a little bit of a 1v2. Exile gets that kill nice and cleanly, and that is going to be a 1 mid for Black Swan.
Yeah, I was looking at Exile and Quax that mid, and I have to say, they had some crazy synergy, the combo players. They ended up in the other team's lower, which you wouldn't expect, and then they just took different fights, finding so many frags. So really good job by the combo side of Black Swan. Here we have even Ubers, but the push is coming out. Look at this, lock and load, finds Exile though. Peniferous bringing that weapon out, but we still see the sack coming in. Look at this. I'm surprised Black Swan still sent 2 people. Now they're just down 3, and it looks like we're going to see GlobalClan just walking in. There's some sticky traps to put up the resistance, but I'm not sure what Black Swan can do, what the plan was, but apparently, you know, they're up around. You gotta have to think they knew what they were doing, but now it looks like they're just down a point on the round.
Yeah, they are down a point. A little bit unfortunate for them, I think. They may be trying to go for the 2-man, but then that early death just caught them out a little bit. So now they are going to be back on their second this time. And Exile was on Sniper, but decides against it. But someone who decides to commit to the Sniper is going to be Pablo. He rocks up on it from the forward spawn, is now going to be looking over towards window. They might not have spotted him, but with that first initial shot ringing out, they definitely will have heard him at the very least. And it's now going to be a play of, can Black Swan play around this Sniper, maybe try and bait someone out on GlobalClan, or can GlobalClan do the same? Play into their Sniper, get someone into a bad angle, optimal for the Sniper as they try and push the saw area. Tripwire gets really great damage onto Peniferous. A dead demo means that's going to open things up dramatically for Black Swan. Instantly, they're bombing in. Quax makes a lot of space over by Catwalk. Trip coming in through lower, gets a nice kill over onto Taz, and a huge bomb coming in from Ether, doing a lot of damage, forcing everyone on GlobalClan back. Pablo might get cut out here, does die, and they're just rushing in DeltaMarket.
Yeah, Exile is in. Looks like they want to take an Uber, but it looks like they actually got the Force, and now they're going to try to milk. Look at this, Exile, so good. They got that Force at the perfect time, and so they didn't have to use. They're trying to actually chase, though. Look at this, Soldiers bombing into lower. Exile's leading the charge, but I think there was a bit of a disconnect with the beam. Black Swan deciding not to chase into last, but, you know, they don't need to. They already got the Uber out, and it looks like we're going to see a Highlander setup. We see the first if I dare say, the first heavy weapons guy of the game, the first NG class. And now we're going to see Black Swan rushing straight in to both of these soldiers, trying to take them down. Is Exile, finds the sentry gun though, finds the heavy weapons guy, but everyone's just running away from Exile. So he goes for the point now. Look at that, good point time. Everyone's coming out of spawn though, and look at this, Black Swan focus firing everyone coming out of that right spawn door. That is how you win these lasts.
That is indeed. I mean, there's two ways to win a last. One, play the point, or two, just kill everyone. And they decided to do the second one, and it worked extremely, extremely well. Like you said, they were over by the truck, and they just kind of fed out into them one by one, GlobalClan did, and they got deleted one by one. So really, really great play from Black Swan, getting the early lead. 20 minutes left before continuous overtime. Gonna be up 2-0, roughly around a minute. Let's see if we can be able to keep this up. Once again, gonna be a standard sixes class composition. No sniper on the field as Quacks gets stuffed a little bit by some well-placed spam, but Tripwire, he's already in, takes down Paniferous. Scratch gonna go down as well. Nice pipe from Ether, and now they just have to make sure that they keep Foxy alive. Gonna be playing over by her saw, but the scout makes a break for it. Is gonna be able to just stay barely alive. A huge bump from Taz, cleans up too, but is it gonna be enough? I don't think so. The last person, Esper, she's trying to do everything she can. It's not gonna be it. Exile valiantly defends his medic, and that is gonna be another one mid for Black Swan.
Yeah, you know, you look at that, and it's like, Foxy went down to 20 health there. Pablo had such a good play running in through kitchen, running behind the hut, trying to get on Foxy, but Foxy survived with 20 health, and now it's going to be Black Swan with Uber Ad. Black Swan's already fighting the second point. We've got the scouts running forward, and I think that's going to be GlobalClan giving this fight up. They had their soldiers positioned to fight, but when those scouts showed up, they just had to run away. And so we see Engineer, but the Ubers are actually surprisingly close. Scratch already on 75. If Black Swan delays even a little bit, and it looks like they are, we're going to see an Uber come out for the side of GlobalClan. So Uber popped first, getting on point, but who's going to block the point? Soldiers here in time. Uber comes out in time, and now all of these frags are going to be found. I think Foxy's probably caught in, getting chased down. Taz finds that one. Paniferous finds another, and oh, scouts on point though. Almost got it under their noses, but it looks like GlobalClan holds it down.
Yeah, they are going to be able to hold it down. Scratch getting that Uber there, very, very necessary. I think maybe Black Swan thought they had just a little bit more than they really did. Either way, they're going to be sent all the way back on probably to their second, as you can already see GlobalClan getting in onto mid. Yeah, there is a sniper in the forge spawn. Can they hit the shot? Darty isn't going to be able to do so, but Ether does find one with a couple stickies. That's going to be a dead demo, and that might open things up for the rest of Black Swan to get in onto mid. Tripwire, very, very weak. It's going to get taken down. Pablo with a nice kill there. A big bomb coming in onto the demo. Umps finding Ether. Might be able to find another onto Foxy. Does get the medic, and now it's just going to be the two remaining scouts, Exile and Darty. But yeah, there is a back cap. Taz is already in. He's already going to last. Is there going to be anyone to stop them? It's only going to be Tripwire. Going to be a soldier 1v1 on the last point, and they take each other out right there. Still though, going to be a much better position for GlobalClan as they're already in on last.
Yeah, they are already in on last. Quack's got the force off, but you know, the Uber found the frag. The Uber did the job. It got them in and found a frag, but look at that. Sticky traps on point. Ether finds that frag onto Esper. Pablo goes down to a pipe from Ether. Ether showing up with the Iron Bomber and kind of making a statement here. Maybe Iron Bomber better than Lock and Load. I feel like that's what Ether's trying to say here by getting that 3K with that Iron Bomber. We've got Tasto jumping in. Gets Foxy at the end. Ah, that hurts.
That really, really hurts because that was a good last hold from Black Swan. They were able to clutch it out just in the nick of time with their respawners, but now they are sent all the way right back to last. They do have a lone soldier over in Cheese, but Quacks is going to think better of that. Heads back over to last, and now once again it's going to be uber advantage for GlobalClan, and this time they've got all their players. This time they can execute a proper last push instead of just trying to barrel in from second in onto last. And now here they come through the shutter. They bomb the demo man in. They take down the sentry gun. Paniferous trying to lock down that left spawn door. Does a really good job of it. Takes down Darty, but they do have a bit of cap time, but they have to try and get onto it. The late heavy from Exile does find one. Pablo is going to die. He finds another. They're going to be able to defend this, and now the escaping players of GlobalClan, Scratch and Esper, have to leave through lower, and it was looking really good for them. Paniferous did such a great job early on, but they just weren't able to keep a hold of it in the later stages of that last push.
Yeah, I do agree with that. At the end of things, though, uber advantage. I think we're going to see Black Swan trying to go back into mid. It looks like they're going through Saw. We haven't seen a catwalk push, I don't think. It's everyone, they just like this main door, just insta-pop, demo bomb, ether in, landing onto kitchen side. Ether did an around the world mid there, but Taz is the one who finds first blood. So I think we're going to see the counter pop come in by GlobalClan. You know, it's even frags, uber ads, soldiers are in through lower. These players are getting in through lower for free, it looks like, but no, Quax is there to take down Esper, and then Exile jumps in to take down So GlobalClan is just not finding everything. Every time GlobalClan comes up with something, they just get put back in the dirt.
They do get put back into the dirt, unfortunately for them. Hopefully, they have some shovels to dig themselves out, but someone who wants to keep them in there is going to be Trip. Does a good job of getting the force out from Scratch, and that gives her team an uber advantage. Now, they have to make sure that Foxy stays alive. Foxy, in no real threat. Pablo was thinking about it through Kitchen, but gets taken down. Esper also dies over by Saw, so it is going to be player advantage for Black Swan, and now they should be able to walk in onto second basically for free. No one's really in position to try and go for any type of sack onto Foxy, so they're going to be able to get second, and they should be able to move quickly enough to keep a hold of this uber advantage and use it in onto last. Scratch has around about 80%, so they do have to move a bit fast here, DeltaMarket, because if they delay any bit longer, they might not be able to do so.
Yeah, I think it's a repeat of last time. I mean, they're Ubering and Scratch has Uber right now, and so we're going to see this counter pop probably happen at a pretty good time. Yeah, it's right now on Tomislav, heavy weapons guy. Pablo finds Quacks. No one else went down. Oh, no, Tripeye went down. That's two. That's pushable. Both soldiers down. Who's going to hold this doorway? It's going to be an attempt by Ether, who has sticky traps nowhere, as a matter of fact. But Taz gets another, so that's three. GlobalClan all the way in, soldiers bombing across. That's trying to catch his players out in lower, doing so much damage, and gets Ether. Ether got caught out there. I think we're going to see GlobalClan have a chance to get out of this hole they've fallen into, and they're going to be doing so by going through the lower side of things. Jumped in. They found a soldier with the escape plan out. Quax is down. This point is firmly under the control of GlobalClan.
They have managed to dig themselves out of that hole, but they have an even bigger hole to dig themselves out of, because even though they've gotten regained map control, they are still down 2 points at the moment, and hopefully they are going to have to try and figure out some way to break in onto second, maybe force the Uber out from Foxy, as Ubers do even out. So all eyes on, maybe Pablo, he's been opting to go for that sniper. Hasn't really worked out, aside from the first round where he was getting picks, but his team weren't able to really do anything off of it. So maybe eyes on the soldiers, Taz and Ulms. They've been having some fruitful bombs around the map, but we're going to have to see what they try and cook up as they make their way in to lower, maybe to draw some eyes as Taz comes in through Saw. However, he gets denied by the scouts, unfortunately. Isn't going to find anything but Pablo. He runs in through all of the chaos. He finds one on the Darty if he's going to be able to live here, and he does. This could be an opening for them, as Exile, very far forward, is going to have to back up, but a very, very weak Tripwire is barely, oh my god, stays alive there. Huge, because if Tripwire goes down, they definitely would have gotten in, but Pablo, he goes in, might find a rocket onto Ether, finds one, but guys as well, they get the Uber Force out from Black Swan, but Counterforce comes out from GlobalClan. Chaos over in Saw. Now it's going to be GlobalClan trying to chase into second. They find one on the Foxy. That's going to be a dead medic. Can they keep their own alive? I don't think so. Scratch goes down. Now this is immediately flip-flopped in the favor of Black Swan. It's only going to be Taz left on second. and that was a hell of a lot of chaos right there, DeltaMarket. But it seems like Black Swan were able to hold on to their second, and they should be able to get mid off of it as well.
Yeah, Tripwire kind of was alone in lower, and so when all that chaos happened, when Penny took down Foxy and everything looked lost for Black Swan, we had the Tripwire high bomb that you would expect the aggressive team, not the defensive team, to do, that found so many frags, and now we have this fight afterwards happening, Exile running in, finding these scouts, taking down Esper, Exile taking down Penny, and then going into Saw, and going again, trying to take down Pablo, who has run in, but it's going to be Ether finding that one. So the dynamic duo, Exile and Ether, finding 3 on that mid fight, and now they're still going on. They're trying to catch these players out in lobby, but it looks like they might... Oh, no, Exile did find another, so that's 3. He's on a 3K right now.
Yeah, on a 3K, Exile doing really, really great work at the moment. And now that has given their team the opportunity to try and once again look into last. They do have Uber advantage, and I don't think they're going to waste as much time as they previously did, but with Exile going down, they might have to let it even out, and that just that one shot from Pablo might have given his team enough time to once again get Uber to defend at last. So really great crucial shot from Pablo there up on the sniper, trying to see if he can get anything in lobby, you know, shoot out the stickies to give himself a little bit more room to play with, but probably not going to be able to do so, as we do have Exile up on the sniper as well. So it is going to be an SVS, a battle of who can hit the headshot the quickest or the body shot. You know, we don't discriminate here. But regardless, all eyes on these 2 players in the server as they look over. But no, that is going to be a Pablo giving up the sightline for the meantime. So just a question of who is going to hit their shot first.
Yeah, Pablo typed in chat, go sniper, after taking down Exile, and I guess did Exile get baited, or is he about to show up and show everyone how to actually play sniper? Either way, both snipers have missed their first shots they've taken. We see Pablo scoping in to the right side, finds the demo but misses. So these snipers maybe a little cold now. They had a hot start, feeling cold now. Let's see if they can get warmed back up perhaps. This sentry gun though is being an absolute menace to Exile's peeking chances. Poor Exile tried to peek Catwalk, but this gun, it just allows for no fun for these snipers. But no, Exile finds through the tiniest of cracks, and it's going to be Ethyl. It's going to be Exile looking like the better sniper here as he takes a wide swing on this side. Ether gets the sentry gun. Soldiers bombing in off of that.
Oh,
picking.
Oh my!
The drop.
Trip wide.
The Uber's in. It's over. It's over for GlobalClan. They're just all dead.
Oh my goodness, Tripwire just had an amazing play right there onto Scratch. I mean, I think Black Swan was probably going to get that either way, but regardless, Tripwire with that huge clutch play onto Scratch, just kind of solidifying their team's win right there, as now it is going to be 3-0 in the favor of Black Swan. Seems like, you know, it's been a very back and forth game so far, DeltaMarket, but time and time again, Black Swan have just kind of gotten the better of GlobalClan.
Yeah, it's the Exile factor. I feel like, you know, I mentioned him in the pregame. I'm just saying, but we got this mid going on here. We got top left, shooting rockets across the point, trying to do whatever spam the soldier can do. We got Taz in the other kitchen, but it's going to be Penny and Esper finding 2 on 2. Tripwire Quacks, Darty down 2, but look at this. Taz went in through kitchen and got Foxy. GlobalClan, you know, if they were going to win, this is how it would start. It would be a complete wipe on mid. Chasing down Exile 2. Wow, GlobalClan, they have a chance here. We've got, oh my god, is Penny overheating perhaps? Trapping left spawn. Let's see if anyone checks the spawn. No, everyone came out left. Right was trapped. Got the sniper up. And yeah, no spawn room shenanigans anymore.
No spawn room shenanigans, and I agree. This is the best opportunity that GlobalClan have of finally getting a point on the board. They've got Uber advantage, and they have to use because Crash goes down very, very weak there. They do find one. They find Quacks, and now they're trying to get some cap time on the point. They do get a little bit, and they are going to be able to take down the Central Gun. They lose one almost immediately, and they also lose a lot of space, but they do have the player advantage. They just have to heal up and try and get back in. Pablo rushes in. It's only going to be Darty trying to defend the point. Does find one, but it's not going to be enough as they finally get their first point on the board. GlobalClan making it a 3-1 game. They still got a lot of work ahead of them, but you know, if they keep up this type of form, they just might be able to pull it out.
Yeah, they might be able to, as you said, and guess what? No Pablo Sniper, so apparently GlobalClan, they found their footing, they found their mark. I think this mid, I'm going to watch I don't really know what he's been doing on these mids besides spamming a bit, but I feel like last mid he bombed and it did something, so I want to catch that if it happens again. So far, we just have the hut presence, the spam across point. These mids have all kind of started off the same way, besides the sniper mid, but we actually see Black Swan aggressing, counter bombing up top, trying to get on the other side, but there's nothing to really do for It looks like the aggression from Black Swan kind of traded both ways. This mid going a little strangely, but now we have the 4v4 happening. No one fully committing, just spamming across point, and it looks like GlobalClan kind of just won the spam battle. Maybe the scouts are in alone for Black Swan, and it looks like they're getting cleaned up. Finally coming in late. Out of ammo! He's out of ammo! With the escape plan out, he spams so hard, he has nothing left in the tank. Pretty average spammy Snakewater mid, I'd have to say. We got jumping in, getting... That's Taz actually getting taken down by Trip Y. Trying to trade that frag out, but not able to get it.
Yeah, Trip Y getting that pick there might have just allowed her team to stay in on the second. So really great stuff there as a, yeah, it's just very unfortunate for Darty to get dropped because I think that was the play, maybe try and take an Uber exchange on the point, but Darty just dying there right before Foxy used meant that they just had to back out over to second as now it is going to be an even Uber scenario. Both teams just waiting to build it up before they try and go for any type of crazy plays. We have seen, like you said, the and Taz bombs work out maybe just a little bit better than Pablo on Sniper, at least in this match specifically. So we might have to see if they opt to try and send their soldiers in for some type of high-flying circus act, as they are getting a little bit aggressive over by Saw. Tripwire takes a lot of damage, but Pablo and Taz, both very weak, are going to have to give things up for the meantime, maybe just trying to get in while the rest of the combo was over by Lower, trying to draw eyes a little bit. So they're going to reset, get everyone healed back up, and have another crack at trying to break in on to second.
That's exactly what's going to happen. We got in window, eats the Rap Assassin from the other side. That has to feel so painful. I know what that's like. Taz, though, does go for the bomb, gets cleaned up, but Penny goes down to Ether's Iron Bomber. The Iron Bomber comes ahead in all of these demo 1v1s, it feels like here. So 2 down, bombing Catwalk, doing so much damage, but misses the air shot. Misses the medic. So in the end, I don't think GlobalClan's going to be able to do anything. No, they get forced, but they do find Ether, so they do have at least somewhat even frags for now. The Uber comes out late for the side of Black Swan, but I think Scratch is stuck in. And look at this Uber, Tripwide, Darty, and everyone is just balled up. But oh my god, is that Taz? Taz just gets
What? Huh? How? I thought that was a one fight. Tripwire just gets Taz without even looking at him. You always like to see that as Soldier. But I thought that was a one mid for Black Swan. That counter Uber was so much later, was so much better. But then Taz came in while the Uber was still happening, didn't get shot at, kind of landed on top of the medic, and was able to get 2 easy quick kills right next to them. And that just kind of swung it back in the favor of GlobalClan. So really huge play from Taz there to really just keep his team in the game, so to speak, because you could have seen Black Swan roll all the way to last off of that if things had gone just a little bit better for them, but it didn't. They are going to be at Uber Disad, and you can see Foxy playing over all the way in lobby, actually, so giving up a lot of space. The combo of Black Swan is they don't want to lose any more than they have to, and they're going to be able to get the force out from GlobalClan. They don't find anyone with this Uber, so now it's going to be a case of Black Swan immediately popping right back in.
Yeah, they pop right back in, taking it into lower, and they do find one. Maybe not the dream Uber, but you know, when we were out of last, if you don't get back capped somehow, I feel like it's the dream Uber anyways. Quacks trying to trap out lower, but unfortunately for him, he has to jump away. And look at this. This medic, Foxy, Foxy gets forced into their own lower and just dies. And that's going to be a complete disaster for Black Swan. GlobalClan, are they doing it? Are they doing it? This looks like a second round.
I think you are correct. This is a second round potentially for GlobalClan. They have the opportunity to beef things here. We wouldn't like to see it, but it is potentially doable as they're coming in before they do have Uber. And the worst case scenario here is that they lose someone and then they use their Uber. Scratch goes down, and that is the worst case scenario. And that is why sometimes being a little bit too quick with it, you know, it's better sometimes just to slow things down, take in the Uber with that Uber advantage, which is how they got their previous round. So we know that they can do it, but now they're going to be on the back foot. An opportunity for Black Swan to break out of their last, but they do have to be careful, make sure that no one gets behind from GlobalClan. But I think they have done an adequate job of making sure that all their bases are covered. No one from GlobalClan in position to try and go for some type of sneaky backup. So they're all on mid at very big Uber disad. And this is now with only 20 seconds left. And we're going to be going into continuous overtime. A very, very strong position for Black Swan.
Yeah, Scratch pushing on 88 into the... Oh, Uber out. What am I talking about? Look at this. Going into lower. No frags found. I wonder if anyone's behind. Probably Pablo, who just went down to Quacks. So... seems like Black Swan are just putting the cinch on this match, taking the mid under control. Scratch is going to have Uber, this time not dying at 88, getting to 100%, it looks like. We're going to have to see if GlobalClan pushes off of it. If they have to go soon, otherwise that ad's going to dwindle. Going Saw again, these teams... they've all been going through this main door. They've never pushed through Catwalk anymore, and it's the same Uber we've seen. That blind Uber bomb.
Oh, Taz! Huge play on the Foxy. He was behind the whole time, and he just wraps around in through Saw, gets the pick onto the escaping medic. And it was a really great play from him there, because I don't think that Uber from GlobalClan was going to do anything else if he wasn't there in position to kind of clean up on that. So really great play from him, and now this is going to buy another opportunity for GlobalClan to push in with Uber advantage. They might have to try and take second for free here, but if they go quickly, there's not going to be any heals there, but they don't go quickly, so now there are heals, so they are going to have to wait for their Uber. They are going to have roundabout, actually not that much, only 20% add, so if they do go with it, they have to be very, very quick.
Yeah, they do have to go very, very quick, and that's... my impression is they are doing that. They are all the way in the side of Saw. They are building still. They're going to be taking it straight in, but I don't think they have this Uber ad anymore. 2%, 1%, Foxy gets it just in time, and they pop it too, but funnily enough, I don't know how many people are actually going to go down here. No, they do find the flank and lower. Look at this. Taz and Esper get cleaned up. Pablo found one, but I think that's all for Pablo. With that, Black Swan's jumping into mid. They're taking this fight. We've got these soldiers. Oh my god! Gets on Foxy. Just walks straight into Foxy. That's criminal to find that frag. I don't know how that's allowed. Really great frag there. We've got Scratch meeting up with the squad. So we've got the healed up 300 health players for the side of GlobalClan coming into mid. And it looks like they're going to be holding this one down with ad.
Yeah, really, really great play from also Pablo, buying a lot of time, got a second pick over on second, so making that go behind, go through lower play worth it, and just kind of drawing eyes, being a nuisance to help out his team. So now, once again, Black Swan are going to be at Uber advantage. This time, it's just a little bit bigger Uber advantage, so they have a bit more time, a bit more space, so to speak, to work with. They don't have to insta-pop if they don't want to, as they want to maybe try and take this for free. They're getting in through lower. They're taking as much space they possibly can, and I think Black Swan are just going to give it up. They're very close to getting their own Uber, but it's just a little bit too far away. They might want to try and fight it. Seems like Exile wants to go for it. They do use as soon as they get to try and force all of these GlobalClan players back, but now the counter pop comes in so much later. Are they going to be able to catch anyone? Pablo finds one, Taz finds another, and that is going to be a 1 second point for GlobalClan. And with this player advantage, they might want to try and go for some type of force play, some type of sack onto Foxy, take as much space as they possibly can. That's going to be umps bombing around the point, is going to head back for an arrow. Pablo trying to play the point, bait all of these Black Swan players into a bad position. A lot of damage out onto Ether, but going to be able to stay alive, as I think this is going to be an opportunity for GlobalClan to back out, especially because Scratch going down to the heavy from Darty. You don't see that too many times, as now they're going to all in to try and get on the Foxy. Can anyone do it? Esper had an opportunity, but they weren't able to execute it. So once again, GlobalClan kind of going in, steamrolling from second onto last, not working out for them. And now they're going to have to give up that second point that they just recently got, and they are going to be at Uberdesat.
Oh my God, Penny just...
Wait, what?
They just shot stickies. They just... Oh, it was a trap? I thought... Okay, Okay, I'm being told by production there was a trap on the medic pack. I thought it was a sticky stink. Sticky sink. I cannot speak today, apparently, but Scratch, 45% Uber, 50% ad. That's going to be a good chance to go into last, it looks like. Exile, though, last time, Pablo goaded Exile into Sniper. It did not go well for GlobalClan. I'm just saying it could happen again, but chances are I think GlobalClan might take this round.
GlobalClan have an opportunity here. Now they are forced into a position where they have Uber advantage. There's no way for them to kind of steamroll from second to last, as now they come in through lower. They are going to be able to take down the sentry gun. They are going to try and lock down the right side, and now everyone else on Black Swan going to get out through the left. They rotate across the point. They get some good time on the capture. Actually, a lot of time, if someone can just stand on it, I don't think they're going to be able to get it, however, as they try and make a play on the Foxy. Not going to be able to get that medic. Foxy going to be able to stay alive. So once again, another failed last push for GlobalClan. I think this is roundabout the third in a row, so definitely something for them to work on, because even though they've kind of come alive in the second half of this game, their last pushes are really biting them in the behind, because it's just allowing Black Swan to get back into this round time and time again.
Yeah, I mean, everyone on Black Swan could just kill bind right now, right? And then, you know, and just couldn't push last. That's what it feels like, honestly. Black Swan, though, they're in with ad. They're not kill binding. We've got Taz bombing in. Maybe that's Foxy really held that Uber for quite a while. Very venturous there, but the Uber does come out, and it looks like Black Swan's going to be trying to push through lower. Penny stops that idea before it even starts. Tripwire is down now due to the lock and load. We've got Scratch, Slight Ad, Pablo on Sniper. Taz goes down to a sticky trap by Ether. Quacks stuffing this door with Ether so well. These Saw players are getting destroyed. Look at this. This combo scout gets caught too. Ether. This is Ether's...
Wait, Pablo on Sniper just casually threw lower. You thought that fight was going the way you expected it if you were Black Swan, but no, Pablo just rocks up on Sniper, probably from forward spawn, and just casually headshots at their demo men. So now they're going to be back on middle. The fighting has stopped for the moment. Both teams are going to have an opportunity to get their respective Uber charges all the way up. Pablo is stuck up on the Sniper, at least for the meantime. So, you know, you see Sniper at least coming in, you know, offensive on to second. You don't see it too many times defending on second. So we're going to have to see how that works out. Maybe an opportunity to play through lower, get some cheeky picks if they're not watching it correctly.
Yeah, as you said, but with this, even Ubers, I feel like Black Swan, whenever it's even Ubers, if they're on offense, they find a way to break it. We've seen them time and time again do so. This time, it looks like they're going to be doing some sort of play. They're currently healing up towards Saw. Maybe send their combo Saw, send other people through other doors. I'm not sure, but they're huddled up like they're having a team discussion, like they're talking in-game to each other. Because they're all right next to each other. You know what I mean.
They are. No, I think they should add a voice proximity to the game. Either way, Tripwire is not going to have that feature as they get sent to the respawn room, and that is going to be the sack attempt for Black Swan. Now, all eyes on Pablo to maybe try and do something here with that Sniper. Going to be looking in through lower. Can they find anyone in their sight lines? Is going to have an opportunity to, but no, the Uber is going to come out from Exile, recognizing how close they probably were, but they are going to get the counter force out, but they're not going to find anything anything else. There is a soldier already in Taz. Nicer from Foxy to stay alive, to get out of dodge, but can the same be said for their team? Scratch is barely going to be able to stay alive. Darty was hot on their heels. Darty might get it on the Scratch. Can they find it? No. Pablo with that SMG just going to do enough to save their medic from death, and they are going to be hesitantly staying on mid as the respawns now from Black Swan so much quicker and so much closer to the point that they're gonna have to probably give it up here.
Yeah,
Scratch might die.
Yeah, dodging, weaving, but guess what? Only Pablo goes down, but Pablo, I feel like that's the hopes and dreams of the side of GlobalClan. That sniper being down, Black Swan, they have a chance to put GlobalClan back on last, to put them back there where they don't want to be. And look at this, soldiers bombing in. Quack's such a good bomb, making so much space for their team. Exile running in, Ether's in. There's a scout actually flanking through lower. Scout's in lower. I think the scout's gonna run bats onto the medic, and that's exactly what's happening. They get down Scratch. Oh my god. Quack's into so much damage from all of these players, and when all is said and done, Foxy has 100%.
Oh, Pablo.
Oh man.
No Pablo. That is a sad Pablo right there. Gets sent back, and now, like you said, Foxy 100% Uber, an opportunity to close out the game for Black Swan. And they're already going in. They're not going to be waiting for their respawners. They want to take this ASAP, but Panifra's going to find one onto Exile, and you got to wonder if they just jumped the gun just a little bit once again. Why not just wait for your respawners? You got massive Uber at. There's no reason to rush it. They rushed it, and they paid the price for it. They had so much time on the cap, and it's just going to allow an opportunity for GlobalClan to push out. They might try and go for some type of back cap shenanigans. As you see, Darty is up on the spy, but I don't think they're going to be able to get onto last in time. They're going to have to do some very good second hold, shenanigans if they want to try and delay long enough for the spy to get in position. They might be able to do it. They're kind of winning the DM fight, actually. They might not even need the spy, as now Darty is just running to the point. There's a heavy there, so not going to be able to do anything with that, and a little bit of an awkward position as everyone else on Black Swan comes in. Darty decloaks. Can they try and get a back swap onto the heavy? Does find it on the heavy. That might be enough, but the respawners from GlobalClan get onto the point just in time, and they get their Uber, as now it's going to be Quacks and Darty still up alive. Do they know that the spy is still there? Can Darty do any stabby shenanigans? No, I don't think so. They're still alive, actually, so they do have to be cautious here. If Umps goes down to the spy, isn't going to happen. And that was so much chaos there, DeltaMarket, but still GlobalClan gonna be able to get off of last, get on to second.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Off last, on to second. We're gonna see if GlobalClan, though, they do have Uber advantage, so we're gonna have to see if they can actually do something with it, because if you have ad, can't do anything, it's just a matter of time, you know what I mean? So for the hopes of the GlobalClan fans, we gotta see them get off second with this Uber. And it looks like their idea is to go Saw. We might see the insta-pop again. Yep. These teams hate Catwalk, but there's traps above. Det happens, but it doesn't find anything. This demo bomb coming in, though somehow no one was caught. Absolutely no one. But it might be GlobalClan who's caught. They found themselves in their own net. Some could say Ether bombs in. There's Scout hiding on mid. I don't know if this Uber by Black Swan is going to find anything, though. There's a trade happening. And I think a Scout went behind during this. And Taz does go down, though, and it looks like Black Swan's just going to be taking this in through Saw, jumping their soldier in onto Scratch, gets that kill. Tripwire, #1 roamer, finds that frag. Exile taking down Ether as well. I think that might be another last push opportunity. I don't think it's a free round because I'm still alive. There's a lot of players still alive for the side of GlobalClan.
There are a lot of players still alive. I think that is going to be going down, and now they are just going to have to wait, get their Uber. They're very, very close to it. Not a lot of time for GlobalClan to get their defenses. They are going to have a sentry gun up, and maybe they can do something with that. But now it is going to be Black Swan with everyone fully here, getting all the buffs distributed, making sure everyone's nice and healthy for this Uber as they bomb in. They send their demo over towards the right spawn. Now they got to look over towards the left. They take down the sentry gun. Can everyone from GlobalClan get out? They find one, an early kill onto Ether. Good way to start off this last hold. Taz finds another one. Really great rockets from him. And this should be a well-held last defense. But now Exile coming in. Can they do anything? They find one onto They find another onto Tripwire. And now it's only going to be the Demo and the Soldier. Can they find one? They do find one. Tripwire, what can she do? It's not going to be enough, as that is still another held last point. Taz on a 5K doing really exceptional work there to keep that point in his team's control.
Yeah, Taz showing how to play roamer on last, bombing people who aren't looking at you. And you know what? It works. Found 2 on the first bomb. Took down, I think, Tripwire at the end on a 5K now, as you have already said. We got Esper on the engineer class. So we're going to see a last hold with slight Uber advantage for the side of Foxy and Black Swan. But the question is, do they know they have slight ad? Do they know it's this slight? What are they going to do with it? And it looks like they're going to be taking a standard Uber through the shutter side. They've got their Demo here. They've got Exile here, leading it through, Demo bombing through, trying to find the gun. Gun down, Exile on point. Look at that cap time. So much cap time. Who's blocking the point? Soldier's on it just in time. But Darty finds that kill onto and the Uber is now going to be showing up. Frags are probably going to be even at the end of this Uber, but Black Swan, they've evacuated the point. They've gotten out of there, so that's going to be... Oh my god!
Oh, Pablo! He just runs in. It is no fear, no care at all. It just instantly thought, all right, they're probably not set up on second for any type of defensive actions, and he thought correctly. So that is going to be a dead medic Exile up on the sniper, trying to see if maybe he can return the favor, get a cheeky pick while they push out on to second. But now this is still a very, very scary scenario if you are GlobalClan, because sure, you do have full Uber advantage, but pushing out in this type of scenario, one mistake and you're going to be you're going to lose the game, essentially. So that is why they have decided to not try and deal with that very, very difficult high pressure scenario, and have instead decided to even things out. They have got an engineer, Pablo, up on the sentry gun, and I think they are just in for a nice little last hold. Only 60 seconds left on the round timer before a round reset, and maybe they're thinking, all right, we just hold this one out, we go to mid, and we do better there.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're thinking. Foxy, though, already in lobby. They know what's up. If GlobalClan was a little more ambitious here, they could actually do a funny Uber through lower and actually catch the squad out, but they don't want to do that, apparently. And with that, Ubers are going to be equal. We're going to see... Oh my god, Exile on the tag. This might be the end. This might actually be a round-winning situation, but the Uber has been held for so long. Oh my god, the point. It's so much point time. This Uber has to sit on point the whole time. The side of GlobalClan is going to have to be so careful, but they're all bunched up on point. This is exploitable by Black Swan. Look at how much damage that Soldier's doing. Everyone else is collapsing. So much damage is coming out by these players. But at the end of it, it's going to be GlobalClan, it looks like, holding that one.
GlobalClan making the safe bet there, the conservative bet, and it does pay off. They are going to be able to take us to a round reset. Seems like they're maybe thinking about getting on to second, but I think with Scratch dying, they opt to just send it all the way to mid, because otherwise it would have been even Ubers. They could have gotten second, probably wouldn't have been able to get mid, and they just would have been in a worse position than they are right here, where things are even a clean slate for them, at least specifically in the round. They go in onto mid, and, you know, ideal scenario for GlobalClan here, wipe them here completely, get that Uber advantage onto last, and get another round on the board.
Yeah, that's exactly what GlobalClan needs to do. I'm on the Taz cam because why not? We got other soldiers for Black Swan coming in, but Taz is high bombing across the point. Finds Foxy. Great rocket to Taz. Gets that frag. But on the other side of things, somehow it's only Scratch alive. Taz is still behind, trying to find whatever they can. And it looks like they find a scout. That's not what the soldier wants to see. Scratch on the other side. Who's chasing? It's Quacks. So that's going to be a complete wipe. That was such a weird mid from my perspective, because I just saw Taz's cam, just a high bomb, medic dead. I'd have no idea what went wrong, but Black Swan, they obliterated GlobalClan.
After having a very kind of cheeky pick onto Pablo there, with some well-placed stickies. But because Scratch died so late, it is going to be a very, very kind of slight ad for Black Swan, and it's going to be around about 20%, and I wouldn't be surprised if they try and take it. Actually seems like they're trying to go for the dry fight before Ubers are in play. I like the initiative here. They take down the sentry gun. If they can find one early pick, and they actually find two, they find Taz and Ohms. They get some time onto the point, going over across the point. They find so much more damage. It's only going to be Pablo and Esper left alive. This should be the round. It is the round for Black Swan, 4-1. It was looking dicey at points. GlobalClan had found their mojo, but at the end of the day, the one who are going to be able to fly away, it is going to be Black Swan, taking it 4-1.
160 points is the top scorer. And that's going to be this game wrapped up. As you said, it was an exciting back and forth game. These teams, Black Swan, they came out ahead 4 rounds, but how many Uber ad last push beefs did we see from the side of GlobalClan? If those went the other way, we might have a different winner.
We really might, because they had quite a few opportunities to get another point on the board, but just weren't able to execute it for whatever reason it was at the time. But props to GlobalClan, for kind of having a little mental reset there in the second half and taking it as close as they did, respectively, in that second half. But major props as well to Black Swan for being the overall winners there and seemingly having a fairly good idea or control over the game throughout the majority of it. So really great plays all across the board. Looking at the logs, I gotta say, Exile. Standout performance, 43-21, 289 DPM, just putting in the work for his team, and it shows getting that victory at the end of the day. I just want to shout out as well all of the soldiers. I think they all had really, really amazing and kind of very crucial plays. Tripwire, especially, and Taz actually are kind of the two standouts respectively in the soldier category, seeming like they had a lot of a very game defining or a pivotal momentum shifting plays. So shout outs to them.
Yeah, I mean, 43, it is what it is. Exile, you can say what you can about everyone else, but I feel like that was absolutely the game he needed to make this a 4-1.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Yeah, Tripwire, 7 med picks. That is a heck of a lot of med picks. So Tripwire recognizing the target, the medic, and doing outstanding work to get onto Scratch very, very often. But even though with those 7 med picks, the medics did die an even amount of times, actually. So Foxy and Scratch having actually almost similar stats: 1 kill, 19 assists, 17 deaths. Almost a mirror match on that front. But yeah, really great stuff from Tripwire. 7 med picks is a lot, but Taz actually has 8. Oh my god, I didn't even see that. So yeah, Tripwire and Taz recognizing their objectives as the roamers, and honestly kind of a little masterclass in how to efficiently get the medic more often than not.
Yeah, that is definitely true. Trip 7, that's not slouching either, but 8, that's just, man, that's so much. Taz, all of his frags were impact frags. Like, he had most of his kills were medic and scout. Like, as soldier, how are you killing more scouts than soldier as a roamer? That's an impact game right there.
Yeah, it is really, really impressive to see that from Taz. And then let me just see on GlobalClan. I think, yeah, this is his first season in Invite. Actually, he played in Maine in Quake Live last season, and so this is a really outstanding for, I think, his first season in Invite. I'm sure.
Who?
Taz, unless they played in ECA Invite.
I'm pretty sure Taz has played Invite before.
No, I'm looking at I'm looking at the the RGL history, and last season was in Maine, this season in Invite, so props to Taz, doing a lot of work out there, showing that it was a great pickup. I also want to say a lot of kind of newer players in Invite this season. Taz, Soar on was it Blue Chew or High Chew, whatever they're called. just kind of coming in and making names for themselves. So really, really exciting to see.
Yeah, Taz, that's where season 3. They were on HR team. That's why I thought he didn't play with them. Okay, I don't know why. I feel like I've seen this. Okay, I guess I'm crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. First time in invite. Yep.
No worries. Regardless, just shout outs to all the players for putting on a very, very fun game all around the board. But I think that's going to be it for us here at Fireside. Any shout outs you'd like to give, DeltaMarket?
Yeah, shout out to Jay for keeping Fireside alive, organizing all of this stuff. So and doing production. So
Yeah, I will mirror that shout out. Shout out to Jay, an exceptional person and just kind of the beating heart of Fireside. I'd say making sure that everything is kind of going on around the block. So shout outs to Jay, shout outs to you, DeltaMarket. Really, really great to cast with you again. As well, shout outs to all the players for playing. Shout outs to all of you guys for watching as well. And shout outs to another season of amazing TF2 action. But that's going to be it for us here. We will have more amazing TF2 action in the coming weeks as we continue to cover RGL Season 16. We didn't say this at the top, but it's just really crazy that we're already on the 16th season of RGL. So going to be looking forward to see how it all plays out. But until then, that's been it from us here at Fireside. My name's been Tcmano, joined by DeltaMarket, Jay, aka siyo on production. You've been watching... what have you been watching? GlobalClan versus Black Swan. Black Swan winning that 4-1. And so I hope you enjoyed the match, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.